Welcome to the recap of the match between Gamer2 and Natus Vincere on Train of the ESL Pro League Season 4. G2 started off their pistol round by trying to surprise NAVI with their Ivy push, yet the attacking team was well prepared for such an action and traded evenly. NAVI fell back and the remaining players split up, and a well-timed attack on the A side from 3 different areas allowed them a 3 vs 2 afterplant that was eventually defended. The defenders were unable to stop the 5-man squad in the following 2 rounds as they were just rolling onto bomb sites sticking together. In their first buy round, G2 immediately picked up the double AWP setup and again favored some Ivy aggression, this time resulting in a 2-for-1 trade for them. NAVI down a man were saved by Edward, who found a way to sneak out of pop dog into connector, enabling the attacking squad to pick apart the B defense. G2 nearly found a way back into the round, but the timings were just not in their favor. Another anti-eco round was NAVI's reward and they had no issues converting their advantage. Until now the attackers never lost more than 2 players in a round, meaning a blooming economy for them. Their opponents were back on 2 big green guns though, as their loss bonus had built up. NAVI chose to focus solely on B this round, and Shox gave them a huge opening as he missed a crucial AWP shot. Simple hadn't had to be asked twice and punished G2 by hitting 2 clean entries. The defenders realized the unlikelihood of turning the round and proceeded to save 3 weapons, which would allow them another buy in the coming round. NAVI tried to repeat their success on B, and their initial execute granted them a bomb plant. Shox and RPK did a huge amount of work for their team to make the retake successful, especially RPK's flash that allowed Shox to defuse was incredibly well timed. With the first round on the board, G2 was almost under even more pressure, as losing the upcoming round would have made for an economical disaster. After some initial shots through A main, NAVI once again turned to the B side. Guardian opened up the side with a nice entry, and the swift trade of frags left the defenders in a 2-man deficit. Once again RPK came through, this time with the help of Scream. The attacking squad seemed a bit overconfident and RPK punished the peeking members by precise tapping. G2's economy was still struggling as they sustained heavy losses, whereas the attackers still had ample money. NAVI caught their opponents off guard as they switched their style. The early pressure was rewarded as Shox was seemingly late to cover RPK, who was trusting on his teammate. The defenders lost 3 players while only taking 1 down in return. NAVI slowed the game down and rotated into an empty B bomb site. The round got somewhat close into 2 vs 2 afterplant, but Guardian and Flamey didn't let this one slip. G2 was fully reset and faced the double eco. The first round was played decently by NAVI, however the second anti-eco was where disaster struck. The attackers lost the disciplined play and were spread all over the map, allowing the G2 members to win individual duels around close corners with pistols. The round got down to 2 vs 2, but this time G2 won. Body played an important part in the round, especially since he was on 0 frags until the round before, finally finding his way into the game. The defenders were clearly revitalized and the ensuing round was a harsh stop to NAVI's dominance. One by one, G2 found the first 3 members of the attacking team and being out of teammates and time, the remaining 2 were forced to save their equipment. NAVI once again had money to buy, evidence to a strong start into the half. G2 was caught off guard another time in Ivy and the defenders rotated heavily in order to suffocate the push in this area. In that they were successful, trading into 3 vs 3. However, NAVI realized the strong presence and were able to take B against a single player holding there. Shox nearly made the smoke defuse in the 2 vs 3 retake work, but ultimately Edward found his opponent.
Situation. There is a Molotov available though for the terrorist, but a smoke has gone on the bomb. That's a 40.
On it, Navi or Edward. He needs to find it. He can see his backpack. Does he get it in time? Yes, he does.
Whatever momentum G2 was building was lost, and NAVI overwhelmed Ivy in numbers, getting 2 quick entries. The attackers had no problems in closing this round. The attacking team chose to end the half with a fast outside rush, and an open brawl ensued that the attacking team got the better end of, seeing as they had the much superior weaponry to the defending team's pistols. NAVI displayed an amazing team performance, ending the half with an 11-4 lead. G2 on their side opted for a fast B play in the also important second pistol round. Frags were going back and forth, but eventually defenders were able to clean up and defuse the bomb. Being behind 8 rounds, the attackers swallowed the build and gave up an eco round to their opponent. It was well worth the pain though, as a fast outside swarm by G2 left the defenders without answers and the round was over very quickly, putting NAVI onto an eco round that was converted by the attackers. G2 was trying to string the rounds together as they decided on a B execute. The initial push was well coordinated and made good use of the utility, which put them into 3 vs 3 to defend the bomb. NAVI had other ideas though and totally crushed the retake, finding all the frags and losing none. Both teams were low on money in round 21 and the defenders seemed to get things back into their control as Guardian shut down an NAVI push, leaving the attackers 3 vs 5. The double AWPs of G2 worked wonders though, and Smith and Scream alternated in picking apart the defense, allowing their team to win an unlikely round. As a result, NAVI was pushed into double eco territory and the attackers with short work of their weak opposition. Once again, G2 set their aim on the B bomb site, and even though they lost their first pick, they were able to get into 4 vs 4 afterplant. NAVI had no chance in the retake and Simple made the best of the round by saving an AWP, which would be the only real gun for his team in the following round. Having had good success on B, the attackers made another push, but this time they didn't execute properly, only one smoke was used. Simple was fast on the rotation and G2 got absolutely slaughtered trying to force their way into the side. Body was left 1 vs 4 and took matters into his own hand.
Force overtime here. It's up to Body. Like I said before, he's had a really rough time in this series so far, but he does find that first kill. Time ticking away. 45 seconds. He has got a headshot towards it. What is this? Flamey, what are you playing at? They've got the bomb inside. He's running up lower ramp and they know he's there. Okay, well, if he wins this now, I think that's going to be the reason. But here we go. Smoke goes down. Flashbang comes in as well. It's actually looking pretty decent for Body here. Gets the 3rd out of 4 as well. Could this be the player we've been waiting for? It's been quiet from him all night, but if he gets this, it's going to be so tremendous for his team. One player to finally gets it as well.
As they ecoed the round before, NAVI was straight on a buy though, investing into 2 AWPs and 1 auto sniper. G2 lost their first pick to Seized and eventually ended up taking A through Pop Dog and Main. The scope rifles seemed too powerful though, and Body had another try at repeating his 1 vs 4.
And they've got 3 sniper rifles to be fair. I'm sure they won't make the same mistake again, but apparently it's happening.
Does he spot him? He does. Oh my goodness, he's got down 2 already. He spots the 3rd at long, but it's going to be Flamey.
As miracles seldom happen twice, G2 now had to face against NAVI on match point. Both teams had a good buy and the attackers fell back to what worked before, their solid B execute. This time however, NAVI had a read on the situation and were already with 3 members in position. As a result, NAVI got the better end in the back and forth of frags, deciding the game with a 16-11 score for them. NAVI's strong early first half proved to be too much for G2 to catch up to. Slow starts on some players, as well as crucial mistakes in their holds on a few occasions, lost the French squad key rounds, and if it wasn't for some mistakes on NAVI's side as well, this could have ended far worse for them. Thank you for watching CS Recap.